Superman vs. Superman. For months, fans argued online. Snyder fans versus the new school crew. Now the movie's out and we can stop guessing and start comparing. So who actually wins when these two Kryptonians square off? Let's break it down. First, the basics. Both are Kal-El, last survivors of Krypton, sent to Earth as babies. Both grew up human and folded into Clark Kent. Both draw power from Earth's yellow sun. But what they do with that power, that's where they split. Let's start with the Superman built to protect. Call him New Superman. He's a rescuer. He's the guy who lifts falling skyscrapers and makes stopping a city from being crushed look routine. His signature is restraint. He rarely goes full bore because people matter. Civilians, teammates, bystanders. That restraint changes fights. It limits the damage he's willing to cause and shapes his choices. But don't mistake mercy for weakness. New Superman's strength is massive. He's lifted tectonic-level loads. We're talking Teraton-scale force by comic standards, and done it to save lives. He survives absurd threats, black hole proximity, an anti-proton river that would atomize anyone else. He shrugs off nukes, tanks, kaiju-level blows, and keeps getting back up after things that would vaporize a normal body. He's fast, supersonic in combat, able to close gaps in milliseconds. His heat vision cuts through metal. His freeze breath can counter space-bending forces. He's a master of precision, surgical strikes, creative uses of powers, all to protect more than punish. Now the other one. Call him Snyder Superman. He's darker, he's ruthless, and he fights like he means it. This is the Superman who meets threats with lethal intent when he must. He doesn't dance around collateral damage the same way. He enters fights as a weapon, and his feats back up that attitude. He keeps pace with speedsters, hits with insane heat output. We're talking showings where Kryptonian metal is heated to millions of degrees, and he's taken down world-scale machines and monsters in brutal fashion. He's the one who will go as far as it takes, even if that means pushing the fight past what his opponent intends. Okay, now the categories that actually decide fights. Strength and destructive power. Both are titans. New Superman shows raw, controlled strength, shifting tectonic plates, saving cities. Snyder Superman shows high-end destructive feats, tearing through world-class threats. Edge, it's close. If you score by spectacle, Snyder's got the higher-end highlight reels. If you score by reliable, repeated rescue feats, New Superman isn't far behind. Call this a wash, maybe a slight edge to Snyder for peak output, durability and recovery. New Superman's solar healing and survival in truly hostile environments give him insane longevity in a fight. Snyder's also durable, but his style puts him in situations where he's taking and dishing out ruin. Verdict. Even here it's close, but New Superman's built-for-survival narrative gives him a slight edge on recovery and staying power. Speed and fight tempo. Snyder's shown the flashier speed feats, especially when keeping pace with speedsters. That makes him dangerous in blitz scenarios. New Superman's combat speed is still elite and precise, but if the match becomes about pure reaction, Snyder gets the nod. Speed, combat, and versatility. Heat vision, freeze breath, flight, both have them. New Superman uses them with surgical creativity. Snyder treats them like blunt instruments when required. Again, different styles. Both lethal. But here's the real deciding factor. Mindset. This is the moment where fights stop being about numbers and start being about choices. New Superman is wired to protect. He pulls punches. He holds back. He values stopping the fight without maximizing damage. Snyder Superman? He's willing to end a threat in the most permanent way. That willingness to kill, or at least to fight without moral handbrakes, changes the calculus. Let's run 2 quick scenarios. Scenario 1. A neutral arena, no civilians, both fighters know what's coming. Snyder Superman blinks and goes all in. He pushes for a knockout. With his high-end, lethal approach, he forces the outcome fast. Snyder wins. Scenario 2, a crowded city, bystanders everywhere, sunlight overhead for both. New Superman plays defender, uses precision, protects civilians, uses the environment. Snyder still fights hard, but New Superman's restraint and clever counters could trap Snyder into a moral hesitation. A split second Snyder exploits, or maybe he doesn't. This scenario favors new Superman if he can avoid an early, lethal strike. So what's the final call? Short version. In most pure, no-rules matchups, if Snyder Superman is all in and willing to go lethal, he's the safer pick. He's shown the raw, high-end, fight-ending feats and the willingness to push to the end. Long version, if the battle is messy, full of civilians, or requires surgical precision and survival under weird conditions, new Superman's restraint, healing, and creative use of power give him a real path to victory. My read, Snyder Superman wins the headline grab. He's the one who doesn't flinch. But new Superman wins the moral, long game, because he survives and protects in ways that matter beyond a single knockout blow. Which version do you want to see fight? A no-rules cage match? Or a city-saving duel with 10,000 lives on the line? Drop your arena in the comments, and I'll simulate the fight, blow by blow. Next video. Like and subscribe if you want the full play-by-play. Which Superman are you backing?